45, but well, a couple minutes early, be no problem. And welcome to the show. Ready tonight? We're going to have a treat special. I'm not going to probably do the full thing, because there will be a point tonight where we get to the really boring parts. This is probably mostly just hardware assembly. Unless the OS install goes as quick as my last couple. Which, sometimes it varies. Sometimes you get the damn thing on like that, and sometimes it just takes for a goddamn day. So we're probably mostly going to be working on the hardware end of things tonight, and going to get some software installed. What I might do is I think I know how I'm going to. So, anyway, we will be streaming on that new PC as well to show that the hardware does in fact work as well. So, assuming everything checks out on the fire up, start up, and blah blah blah. Graphics. Nine out of 10, and then the next morning comes around at 3, and you're wondering what the fuck happened the night before, because you can't remember it. Not my true story, but a true story. So we're just gonna kind of assume that could be a case here, and we're gonna get started on this little chicanery. I've got our epic music playing. Tools that you are ever going to need for a computer build. This is pretty much everything you're going to need right here, other than maybe some pliers to straighten out any bench sheet. We had a little bit from the graphics. Doesn't need a lot of same cables, but hey, I've got a ton. On my collection of zip ties. They are. Well, we'll have some, not all. Start with the treat special. Open the box. I know I was gonna stream Saturday originally, but I decided that I need to hang out with a buddy of mine that I haven't seen in a while, so work associations hanging out because it's kind of silly. Anyone really? So this thing. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, these are USBs. Not entirely sure why they give these to you. And there are no pins on this. There it is. There it is. Alright, so we're going to find out instructions if the USB thing is the RGB thing like that. We're gonna do. Shit, want to have all of Alright, so the first step, of course, is investigating your coolers for any signs of these little rubber thingies. If you want to do any RGB control on your fans, this is entirely optional, by the way. You don't have to do this. Just let it do whatever it's going to do. Just usually it'll glow red. But wondering why I'm looking that way a lot is because I'm used to from when I game. I have you guys over here on the little, on the baby there. usually you guys are over there for me, and all of my game is here. So that's why you usually see me do that from time to time. Now, doing these in real live streams, you guys are over here on the big screen. And we get to make sure that there are no overt camera defects in real time for once. So, alright, so so what we're gonna do here, exactly how I thought that. We got our choice between a USB header, which is cool, and a fan controls. I'm trying to find could do a better job of the picture on this particular unit. What we're really looking for is to figure out which exactly of these a burning thing, right? So the fan header is already plugged in, it's hard set. You can't miss that one. You can't not connect that one. So we're just double checking. So whatever we end up with a spare with will be how we hook these up. So our next step, also you will, in my opinion, you're going to want to take the stock paste off of these. I mean, this stuff is fine. It's not like you're gonna overheat and burn down your fucking thing. I mean, it's no big deal. So you could use this or Arctic Silver. In 3 to 5 years, you're gonna want to check it anyway. So either way, it's fine. I prefer the Arctic Silver most of the time, but we're not really time crunched because the way holiday shipping is right now. Even if we did one of those power-thons, and I got it to like UPS and told them to send it like 2 days, it ain't gonna show up the day after Christmas. That shit happened. So hope that I remember you guys are on the big screen. Let's start on some assembly here. Motherboard out of its pouch. Also, open up the goddamn window. A lot of balls in here. Even though my desk is all glass and theoretically unconductive, I'm still going to use the static bag to kind of reduce the chance of. Glass is a very poor. Probably. Just to be on the safe side, guys. Lines. Oh. So when you go to do shit like you have an RGB header on your motherboard, you want to find it so you can put the RGB from your CPU cooler on it. Have all the pretty colors, because I'm 90% sure that this is an RGB CPU cooler. So I say 90%, 99% sure according to the box. You know, in the box fucking knows, right? It's not like I paid extra for it. So nice cool air, so we can actually do shit and not want to fucking die. So here you go, guys. I'm gonna give you the treat especial. That goes that way. Trying to lock my beautiful camera onto board only here, with having obviously mixed success at best. So, all right, guys, you should be able to see what the hell's going on now. Just gonna go through this right quick. There is an RGB header on this. I saw it the last time I looked at the board, so we're just gonna make sure that it's there. Fans, pump fan, all look good. Fortunately, MSI did do a really good job doing all their shit. This. Also, kids, don't weightlift for like the rest of your fucking lives and destroy your fucking tendons and shit. Make some good cardio in there. Alright, so you know here. Alright, so just gonna make sure some people know things are going on here. I've seen some people in a while. It's kind of disheartening. My old friends that are just kind of disappearing gradually on me, so making me a little sad. People's schedules are changing too much. So much here old. Just for anyone that even hears. Alright guys, so we're gonna put you guys back on the screen here, just so I can keep an eye on chat and see how you guys are thinking and feeling, and I hope everyone's doing good. I've had a pretty good weekend so far, so I can't really complain, and hey, it's near Christmas, which means I don't go back to work till Wednesday. So, yeah. I don't even go until late on Wednesday, so that's even better. So that does in fact look like the... Alright, so... Okay. There is, of course, the arrow, like always, on these motherboards for where you're supposed to put your CPU. That... very important thing to do if you've never done this before. Make sure you line that up. Ashley, hey, I can. We can make that happen tonight. If you would like, I could do a little something. Big bottle. Yeah, that's we're going full heavy hitter. There's a good chance that can happen. Probably out there. Shock glass. Probably be getting into that. You're doing tomorrow? Oh, well, that'll be fun. Looks like it'll, thank you for the hosting. Let's just go ahead and break open the holiday festivity bottle here, and, we'll start working on some components here. We're, gonna start off the, CPU heat spreader at factory is, going to be, disappearing. Gonna be some yeah, you saw that fucking jug. Bought it yesterday, just now opened it, so there you go, right? Whew. As long as I don't burp it out my nose, we're good, right? So it's off the last time I was doing something, but I promised that I wouldn't do more than a RAM install. Yeah, that is actually a really good mix. Right now, I'm just drinking it straight. It's not, like it's Blackheart, which even Blackheart I can drink straight. That's how everybody what state of alcoholic I really am, that 93 proof or better liquor, and I'm just like, we're good. Fireball to me is just like a cinnamon beverage, so... I'm usually more of a rum guy, but when you see a jug of Fireball on sale for like $20, one of those scary ones to drink straight, because where I've drank so much, it's like a soda. Yeah, exactly, right? So, you gotta be careful with some stuff that you drink. Like, that Blackheart is 93 proof, and it doesn't taste like it is, in my opinion. Like, you know, you get like a 93 proof in like bourbon, and your tongue is on fire, right? Or same thing with whiskey and tequila or vodka. You're pretty much just done. Yet with rum, for the most part, you can drink something that hard, and you're just like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, Tim. So, I'm 90% sure that if you were a diabetic, you shouldn't be drinking anyway. And bad on you if you are. But you shouldn't be drinking anyway if you're diabetic. But you really should not be drinking rum, because there is probably more sugar than fuck in a bottle of rum. So, there you go. There's my health advice. As a weightlifter that loves to eat food, don't drink rum if you're a diabetic. If you're gonna get your drinking on, do it with like fucking light beer or something. But Cannon Blast. Sailor Jerry's is okay. Kraken is okay. I actually really liked Kraken. Nymphodora, thank you for hosting. I would turn on my bot. Actually, we could attempt to turn on my bot for you guys, if you want, and try to get some song requests in, but I'm going to warn you now, the Streamlabs chat bot is Garbo. Yeah, you could make that argument. I'm going to... Yeah, that's probably a bad idea for her health, actually. Need to discourage that. Shouldn't be drinking anyway, being diabetic, but drinking raw sugar and cinnamon turned into a alcoholic beverage is probably not a good idea. So, thank you, man, for the host. That is awesome. We're gonna take this thermal paste off, and we're going to put the Arctic Silver on, which is thermally more conductive. So what you get is a little bit cooler of a CPU on a well-designed cooler that can manage as much as a 5 centigrade difference, which with a Ryzen isn't really a big deal, because these things run so ice cold, even overclocked, that it's not a big deal thermally. But for that extra little bit of room, especially if you ever have the desire to overclock because you can't leave anything alone, like me and my computer, a little bit of this, guys, goes a long way, especially on an air-cooled rig. Your sister isn't known for making good decisions. Yeah, I've got a sibling like that too, so I don't feel... I can completely sympathize. I'm gonna go get our towels so I can go ahead and depaste that. Go ahead and put our Arctic Silver on, put the CPU on, mount the RGB header into either a spare USB or the RGB header itself, because I actually have those options on this particular motherboard. And after that, we're pretty much ready to go ahead and bring out the big monster there, the other side of the room, which I'll have to move the camera. and mount everything into the case, and then we're going to have the chicanery of me trying to wire, have it so you guys can see, and there you go. Yeah, the shipping company is... Yeah, I'll right back. Thermal paste is like that. Okay. Just add more to get more power. Yeah. That is like my one regret, guys, is I didn't get to supercharge WebDeath's PC. And Kinky also was on a budget, so was Rough Galaxy. Now, his roommate's computer, on the other hand, we got a little supercharging in there, but not too much, because, again, budgets. But when USPS decides to deliver his computer, is going to be nice. UPS drop-kicked that computer repeatedly, so badly, I can actually show you guys, and I will, since we now have the in-real-life stream. I will show you guys the damage that thing suffered. Some of you have seen it before, but a lot of you haven't. And you'll understand why I literally paid double. FedEx has always been shit for you when you hit the lottery. Well, I mean, if you want to do something like that crazy, I could go ahead and put a cart together, actually. I'm saying. Just saying. We can arrange some chicanery here on this channel. Right now. We can arrange some chicanery. Well, we can after January. I also gotta have some capital built up myself. If it's not paid for all in one go anyway. Alright, so what I did there, for anyone wondering why I just took some paper towels to perfectly good thermal paste, you always want to take the thermal paste off whatever you're putting together, right? If you have prepackaged thermal paste on and you want to use Arctic Silver, take that shit off. Just take it off. Like a bad pair of clothes. Just and you're good. Promise. Loving it later. Otherwise, you end up with a really big, goofy fucking mess. Pressing. So, we're going to inspect the CPU one more time. Just to make sure nothing happened funky. In the last... Oh yeah, I saved you some pretty decent money on it, considering what's going in it. The one she is going to have, this is a Ryzen 2700X, which is basically the improved version. It's the 12 nanometer version of the 1700X. It has a higher clock speed, slightly higher instructions per clock cycle as well, and a little bit bigger memory cache. It's going to overclock stable, supposedly, to 4.1 or 4.2 gigahertz in theory. After that, we should be starting into the sketch mode territory, because mine, theoretically, can only hit 4, and I've had it hit 4. And I even did some benchmarks on it, but it wasn't 110% stable. So there's a little silicon lottery involved, but essentially, this is about 10% faster of a CPU than what's in my own rig. We have a Vega 56 going into this that I got off of eBay. It appears to be in 100% good condition, so I'm going to test it and run it. I also have a pair of Vega 56s coming from my personal rig to replace my single 1080 Ti. It's only faster than my PC in the CPU department. Everywhere else, I've got the edge. Which I will for a little while. I also picked an X470 board for the refinements in the memory control, so we can have faster RAM in this eventually if Nymphy decides that 3000 isn't enough. She wants to hit 3200 or so. We can do that with an X470 board. We have a 2 terabyte normal hard drive at 7200 RPMs going in. We have a 1 terabyte Samsung Evo 856, 1 terabyte. And the case is going to be a View 71 Thermaltake RGB edition with 3 extra RGB Thermaltake ring fans. So this thing should cool well, it'll be quiet, and it's going to be a sex kitten. This bugger right here, give the crappy cable management because this thing is apart that often, guys. Get an idea though what the case is going to look like when we're done. When we're done, that's going to be the Vega 56 is essentially a slightly faster 1070, and then in DX12 it's almost as fast as a 1080. In DX11 it's just a little bit ahead of the 1070. You can also put the Vega 64 BIOS into them, and you can dial up the clock settings, the memory core clock on the RAM, on the GPU, and you can make it almost as fast as a Vega 64, just slightly ahead of a GTX 1080. So it's a pretty baller experience, in my opinion. On paper. Now, how all this is going to play out, that is the big question. I've never used a Vega card. This is going to be my first, and it will not be my last, as I'm going to have 2 more Vega cards coming in. Which, by the way, guys, if I do not like the results of my 2 Vega 56 experiment versus my single 1080 Ti, I will have 2 Vega 56s in my inventory, and I am willing to sell a PC at a discount because of that. So, anyone watching that's kind of looking around for a good streamer's rig, which Ryzen is amazing at streaming with a minimal loss for gaming, versus Intel's high-end CPUs, that is a hell of a buy. So, just throwing that out there. If you're looking for a computer right now, I'm not 100% opposed. So where... did they ship the wrong cooler in this thing? Sure as fuck looks like it, doesn't it? Oh my god, they actually are going to make me reuse these. That's a first. So, this is actually different than the 1700s Wraithspire cooler. This version of the Wraith is actually different. What you have to do, you see these little doodads here that I took off the motherboard? I am so used to the 1700 and 1700 families Wraith. You screw those fans in. You screw those in to the motherboard. This will actually go in these little tangs through here and mount there. So I'm actually going to have to change my bit driver out here after I screw these back in. I was not expecting to see that at all. So we all just learned something here on stream compared to what I've actually been building up to this point. So, yay! We get to learn things. And I get to fool with these stupid tangs that I thought went away in 2009. So yeah, we're gonna be fucking around with this for a hot minute here, I think. So yeah, we're gonna be rocking and rolling. By the way, guys, also, if the Vega 56 turns out to be, the 2 Vega 56s turns out to be something I enjoy versus my single 1080 Ti, I intend on having either building a baby PC the Mini ITX for my future trip to Alabama here in April to go see the battleship in Alabama. Or we could also have a 1080 Ti build being done for a customer if one of you guys are looking to save a little bit of money. It's never been used for mining. It's only been used for gaming, and only gaming, not streaming, because I stream on my CPU. I do not use the NVENC coding on my stream, so it hasn't even had a streaming load put on it. To be honest, it's only been games. So it's only been used for a couple of years, and it's a pretty rockin' graphics card. So there's some deal potential there too if I like the Vega 56s and I don't do the baby PC. So we're gonna try, and hopefully I slip these on in the right order so I don't have to do it twice. But hey, it's live television, so there you go. I got it right the first time. I see why they did what they did, and it's so that you reuse these little retainer rings. Yeah, your situation is quite unique. You live in a state that is more populated than mine. You live in a much more populated area, and somehow you have worse internet than me. Or as fuck. Back, right? Happened all the way on that one. Almost looked like I knew what I was doing on that. Hey guys, how long has it been since I've used these stupid Tang retainers? Oh, it's only been like, 7 years. Obama was president during his first term the last time I used one of these. Hasn't swollen it in there. Florida's a black hole, vote species, old people. This is also true, as we have been discovering lately. Yes, the fan is huge. This is a factory cooler, by the way. This is not something I bought just for this rig. This is on every Ryzen 2700. When I say AMD had their shit together, I heard the Wraith was a good cooler, right? I heard it was good. I really did. So I was expecting a little, well, it'd be good for stock. Then I did some research, like the 1700s version of this cooler, which is even smaller, by the way. At least on the fin side. The fans are about the same. They did such a good job that you can actually overclock one of these to 4 gigahertz. From like 3.0 on the 1700s. And not have runaway thermal conditions and have it be stable thermally. Now, that is actually ridiculous. Nothing but approval and pride there. AMD walked out this last CPU generation, and they decided that Intel needed to get punched in the dick. Like, I'm not even going to pretend to say otherwise. It was straight dick punch. Now, this also gives you guys a idea of how much shit spreads around. Now, this isn't even a heated up CPU yet. When this heats up, the remainder of the silver paste will actually spread out over the rest of this die. So, that is... give you guys a fair idea, anyway, of just how little thermal paste you really need to sit on something. A little goes a long way with thermal. So, for anyone that was wondering, there you go. Alright, so these little tangs, the reason I don't like tangs, yes, it's on there, it's mounted, blah, 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 it won't come off if you pull it up, but the screw-in kind? Yeah, because it's math. Yeah. The screw-in kind for these fans, they secure the cooler to the metal backplate that AMD was so thoughtful to put underneath these things. And these do pop off, but if as long as it's not popped off the first time, it's fine. You can hold them back on, by the way. but it's secure. It's sandwiched in there. You're not gonna have any kind of movement whatsoever. Because I mean, look at this shit. Like, it's not gonna hurt anything. But what I'm saying is that's stupid. It's still stupid. I don't like it. Just me. I don't like it. It's a Mav thing. I like things screwed in, secured. Especially, God forbid, if it's going through UPS. Or the last debacle. You know, it's gonna move a little bit. It floats. The screw-in kind do not float. Now, there is also the argument that you could probably make for, say, Webb's roommate's PC, that this Tang style could theoretically save a pin. And the reason why I say this is because what happened was, when UPS decided to be themselves, and they drop-kicked this poor computer 19 times, and it busted the graphics card off the motherboard mount. This little piece right here snapped off. It busted the retaining screw off the back of the case. The whole graphics card was just doing this inside the case. It battered against the side of the cooler so much that it bent the pins of the processor beneath. Now, in theory, this little shift right here could prevent that from happening, in theory, except for one problem. Once this Arctic silver gets hot enough, it'll get hot enough and it'll bond. It won't jiggle as easily. So, again, you're kind of like, hey, you theoretically could save it if something takes a shot to your CPU cooler and it won't bend any pins. But in my experience, if you're relying on this little nanometer worth of shift here to save your pins, your shipping company is already human garbage, and they should probably commit seppuku. Preferably on stream for the rest of our benefits as a society. So, there you go. I'm going to actually go ahead and... We're at the point now where we need to start getting the case out. So, before we do that, I'm going to show you guys why I am so angry with UPS right still. I've still not forgiven them. I want to show you exactly happened. Everything that so here, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this off to the side for now. And I couldn't straighten the pins. That's how fucked I'm pretty tech savvy. I am really tech savvy as far as building shit. I can build cars, for fuck's sake. I can build an engine. I've worked in machine shops. Straightening a CPU pin is not a big deal, right? I spent 3 hours of my time straightening CPU pins. And I thought I had gotten them all. I went to go mount them back into the motherboard just to see if I had it right. Well, I thought I had busted the motherboard. It had busted the socket that the CPU sits in, so I just ordered the new motherboard, didn't even think twice about it, right? So I also ordered the CPU just to be on the safe side. I knew where things were going. And that's how shitty this experience has been up to this point. I went to go put the old CPU back in this new motherboard, and it wouldn't slide in there either. So there were pins that were bent in such a way I could not see them with a magnifying glass and put them back out of spec. That's how fucked this thing is. So with no further ado, this is what I consider my lineup's base model for PC buildings and builds. Is a thermal take. I can't remember which model this is, but it costs about $70 on retail. And as you guys can see, it's a nice looking case. Of course, it's got the laser edge stickers that come with every single one of my builds. It's got a lot of good ventilation. I'm trying to get a good view for that so you guys can see it. That's the upper ventilation. This is the side, and it's got a pretty healthy, good finger's worth Each one of those holes is about a pinky. And it's spaced out enough from fan fronts that it's not going to be a problem thermally. It is a gorgeous case. As you guys can see here, got the full window on the side. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this case. It's a great entry model case. It makes a rig look a lot more high-end than it would be otherwise. And it's a nice touch, right? Well, and to Thermaltake's credit, more of this case survived than I thought it would. By the way, I just had another piece break on this particular setup web, so technically UPS damaged something else that I didn't notice until just now. The motherboard is no longer sitting on all of her screws. So there you go. They bent. I think you can just see the bend there, guys. Look at the PCI panel back there. Look at that bend on the one panel that's still left. They busted the retaining screw off the graphics card itself. We're going to take the case cover off now. And by the way, this is another reason I like this case. These screws are just little thumb screws. They come with a rubber gasket to keep you from scratching up your beautiful panels. And they just slide, they just go right on and off. And they're so well threaded. I have bought cases from Rosewill and Corsair both now that I had to run my tap through to fix at this price point. Fix the fucking threads of the case. Never a problem with these Thermaltake cases that way. So, I'm going to try to get so you guys can see some of the scratch damage that has been repeatedly done to this poor thing. This is a way to show you, huh? That was all from the graphics card wandering around inside the case. By the way, it also bent this and warped it slightly. Lining this up again is a bitch. So, here you go. That's supposed to be straight, guys. That is supposed to be straight. That is what they did to this. There is no way in hell, without me spending some loving care with my big fucking hammer, to straighten this. They busted the mounting tab off the motherboard. Yeah, they fucked it good and proper right in the down under. Her underoos will never fit the same again. I've scavenged this. It comes with 3 fans, 2 intake, 1 exhaust. Pretty good sized fans, 120 millimeter. And pretty good flow from actually the research that I've done. So it's not like it's a schlep, performance-wise. It's also an incredibly light case, but they fucked this thing up so hard, they bent the damn. It also took us about 2 months to get the insurance check. And even then, they didn't give me what I said the value was after all of my labor for doing a second PT. Plus the original build. So, I kind of lost money on this deal. Pretty hardcore, not gonna lie. Even after the check came in and I rebuilt the other with better parts, I still managed to lose on this. All because of fucking deals. So, so there's some damage. I didn't notice before, guys. That is also supposed to be straight. As you can see, it is anything but. Oh, they fucked it in the down under. Meanwhile, I have such a hard time. Oh, now you see why I have such a hard. Oh yeah, they only gave me $1,200. I should, honestly, but because of the hassle, like, I'm so... hassle of suing cost me. I can't do it. Oh yeah, also there's damage inside. What do you guys see in the box? So, these poor boxes go through hell anyway, right? Well, Yeah, that's the first hole. It is beat to fuck. I mean, there is like... And I think part of this is like when they sent the thing back and they knew it was already damaged. Like... Yeah. They were like, hey, let Larry spend some more time with this. Didn't do it right the first. Guy's gonna probably try to salvage it. So then they let him beat the holy hell out of it. So yeah, this case, I want to use it again on something, but I ain't using it on a customer's computer. Oh, it was like that when it arrived. Jesus fuck. Yeah, you guys can see it better now in the light. There you go. Like, it even crinkled the fucking tape. That was straight tape when it left my house. So, he skull fucked this thing. They literally let Larry just go like... Surprised it didn't have any funny stains on it when it went so fast. Get some parts ready here. Also, busted off. Yeah, they beat the hell out of these. We have no worries. The only thing we have worries with is delivery. Well, at least you guys can say that. Oh. Also, one of my filters popped off the case. Go ahead and take birth out. Pieces offer. We're gonna get piece de resistance. Archie. All glasses. Evian. Case itself. Have on his knee. Yeah, I'm sure that's real. That's awesome. Yes. Alright. Go, guys. Go ahead and move the camera. Move you guys right on over. That. Look at the reflection. Oh. For anyone that's wondering why I don't think the camera does it yet. At least not my camera and my shitty production. I had a pro studio, blah blah blah. Might be a little different, but even Gamers Nexus. Well, oh god, dude. Like cursed right now. I swear to crap. Alright, so also we have some stickers going in. They have this on reverse, I guess. And handles. And I do this side. Can't do the usual lazy builder thing and just throw them all in there and let it hot. We're just gonna go ahead and open up. Yeah, look at how tall. An idea. Nymphy, you're gonna want a big space for the... I am 6 foot tall. Give you a frame of reference. I'm 32 length. There you go. Huge. Oh, don't try to put it on something delicate. Delicate flower desks for this thing. It will destroy it. So we got some instructions. Always handy. Case before. We have. I'm gonna try very delicate work with this. So. Anyway. Camera as well. Yeah. I thought you might want to get something for this thing, because it is my one criticism with the View 71 is she's a big girl. I mean, this thing is huge, so it's so massive, in fact, I'm going to have to move my chair and my weights now that we actually have enough room. Give me a hot minute. Get right on there. He pay his dues and everything. Alright. Riley does love people. Riley does love people. He also hates people very quickly. So, also, pro tip. When you ever are expanding your parts of the car and you're putting shit in case that is kind of nice and fancy, put something for the damn door to... yeah, just... on, guys. On this, you'll break your beautiful. You can levitate fast. I'm told I have nice eyes. I don't know why. What? Not like amazing green or anything. Well, I've got my hair on. That means I have to have a Viking. I have to finish the Viking, right? Cool. The thing I just did is pointless. Pro tip. Look at what you're doing before you do it. I know you guys can't get that well, but what I'm taking, vertical graphics. By the way, Nick, I will make sure you should take your ring home. Your thermals, whatever, like, vertically mount your graphics board. Up, case. With the mount already in the case. Because hey, it's all glass and steel and showy, you want everything, but okay, so give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna try to adjustments on the music end of things. And try to re-aim the mic. Yes, I really do need one, so I could have you guys a little closer. I'm kind of tempted to aim you guys. I might switch the mics over to the webcam mic here in a second. So here is your vertical graphics card mount. And what this lets you do, instead of your graphics card being lengthwise in the PC, you can actually have it so that it's flat up toward glass. Right? Like that. Instead of like this, like that. It's cool. It looks badass. But you do pay a price. You pay a price for it in graphics card thermal. Oh, do keep that in mind. And with a... Honestly, I don't know how either. I buy the equipment. I try to stream regularly. I try to do some promo on Twitter. But, I don't know. So, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I played HOTS and not ships. Because when I was playing ships, I had a lot more regular viewers. And I think that's 90% of the problem. So, we're probably going to be playing a lot of some other stuff. Probably doing, hopefully, a lot more of these, because you guys all seem to like watching. So, I'm gonna kind of... Wait. Boogered. As you, Rose will. Alright, so... I'm missing the 3 viewers per month status. That is currently what I am missing. And also, it's because I stream at all hours. You guys all get to stream during the day. And at the soonest I can probably stream, unless I start streaming before work, is about somewhere around 10:45, because I have to lift too. So what we're going to do is we're going to add ourselves another audio source. Because I have a feeling my shitty webcam could probably pick it up. And when Nymph tells you a bunch of sexy stats, you want to be nosy and see it. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good indicator that you're doing something right. Front people actually want to put shit. You know, I'm a hardware guy. I like doing this. It's fun for me. I find PC building quite relaxing. The shipping part so far has been a nightmare. So I'm hoping we can resolve that. Shipper that isn't garbage. Maybe. Bolts. Oh, I see what they did here. Ah, that's actually kind of smart. So, what they've done is they've included the RGB controller with the case. So that is how they're handling. Now we got to figure out where we got to mount this. I have a feeling you have to mount this on. I'm gonna actually look. There is several modes for this. There is speed, fan speed. You can up and lower that. Feels like it's a one position switch. So I guess you just keep cycling. Play and pause, which I suspect is some kind of audio sync. Go with your RGB. And there's also a mode button down here, which just cycles through. And they included some Velcro. Giggity. Velcro. Everybody likes to play with some Velcro. Alright, so got the fans. So okay, so basically what we're going to be doing, hooking the fans directly into the controller. No, yours does not. Yours does not have this particular RGB. Yours are all red fans. Your seat fan. In fact, I can probably ship you a control piece for that and directly to your board. You can have your fan be our CPU cooler. Awesome, thank you, Riley. You could do that with yours. I have some extra bits laying around here behind me. Actually, this look like they hold the eyes. Actually, I don't feel like picking up Bertha here and sliding it out the side. I don't feel like taking the other fan panel open. I'm gonna work in here first, get most of this done. Guys, over to the other side, we'll start on cable management, final. Like your so what I like to do is I like to mount these other first. So this two. We gotta find some. System fan will also work. Oh, I have no sense of civil on your seat. But I'm not that much of a, so we're just gonna go ahead and put this where it belongs. That little wire right in there, where CPU fan 1 is. That in there. Now, if I had been smart when I had put this cooler on, we would have mounted that first. Honestly, it's deal. Fucking deep, balls deep. This is a big boy cooler, I won't lie. It's actually more impressive than credit for. Even compared to the Wraith. These suck. These really suck. These I/O shields. I fucking hate these things. It's 2018. These can be mounted on the motherboards. I'm just throwing that out there for all the computer manufacturing companies. Put this shit on the fucking board. I don't want to screw with them. In fact, I mess with mine so much, I didn't even bother putting the damn thing on my computer. I left it off. That's how much I hate the I/O shield. So, there you go. For anyone wondering why I hate these things. If you don't get them completely perfect, you're gonna have problems getting it to fit both on the case and in your board. Which, fortunately, yeah, in the case of MSI, they actually are pretty. Now, those Asus ones that you have, and that I have, and that your roommate has, they're just silver. They're just junky looking silver. Cheap plastic silver. MSI really has impressed me over the last year or so. I've never really started using their stuff hardcore until I did Webb and his roommate's computer. And essentially, what happened was the quality on their graphics cards was so good that I've already determined that I have a choice. Graphics card manufacturer, I'm pretty much going. On Nymphs, they had a sale going on their motherboard. So I was like, okay, Nymphy's got a really good sale going. Just go ahead and that in motherboard. I am so far, once again, pleasantly impressed by their build quality. They could have sloughed it on the IO shield, like. Or odd years. Salty about computer. Salty. Me especially, because I have fucking. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the wire off. Christmas sales, yeah, exactly. Do anything. If I was just asked to do, I honestly, I'm barricaded in now. Okay, everyone's griping about the audio here, so I'm sorry for what's about to happen, team. I'm probably gonna lose my noise gate and all that. So give me a hot second. We're gonna try something. I've never used this webcam's mic, so if it ends up sucking, I'm so sorry.
So it's probably gonna sound like tinny garbage. Oh god, it doesn't have a noise gate. Ew. Ew. Ew, it doesn't have a noise gate. What kind of uncivilized garbage is this? No. How do I fix this now? Filters. Yeah, give me a minute. Yeah, we're gonna put the other mic on, I promise, right now. I am not fucking with this.
Going right back to, of being fucked, but not this way. So, I can assume that we should not use the webcam mic until I fix it. If it's even fixable. So, we're gonna have to fuck with some settings on this stupid camera off stream. I'm going to have to subject the board for a while until we get it adjusted. Yeah. Sorry about that, team. I was gonna try something, okay? I thought I was being smart, but apparently I wasn't, so. Never use webcam mic. Anyone wondering? All saw how everything. I was like, oh hell, man, I'll have that in 15, 20 minutes. Done with my fence piece. Then he'll be installing shit, right? Yeah, until we IO, just immediate hot garbage. I apologize. Take the professional part of the whole experience. Well, the thing is, I have this ATR, dropped my webcam. Almost dropped it off the desk. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move my mic you guys up there on my desk where it's, you know, safe. We're just gonna move you, ladies and gentlemen, untangled and godly mess under my desk. I don't bother cable managing underneath my desk because I change accessories a lot too. All right. There we go. So, you are all now off my desk, except for the cam. That's still up there. And you guys are now closer to the action. I'm so sorry for what's about to happen to you. All right, so I guarantee you I'm going to hit that mic at some. This is not where I'm used to being. Fucking IO shields. Wondering why I hate these things so much? Looked like it was all pretty to win it. Problem, right? So, you see, that you guys get enough light? You guys have enough light to really see it? But also, pro tip. Working with these glass things, never peel the acrylic off until you're ready. Till it's like, let your customer do that. Don't do it yourself, guys.
Just a bad idea. So let your shipping recipients do that.
So if you're doing it yourself, after you're done, peel the film off.
But before you're done, fuck no, don't do that. Always one tang. Two tangs in this case that are going to be a problem. So what we're going to do, I'm going to peel the tangs up and away. Oh, Mav, you just ruined a great factory part. Those IO shields, they work so hard.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck them. Fuck IO shields. Alright, so it's a much more professional looking fit for a part that shouldn't exist in the friggin' first place. So, yes. Yes, it is all glass, sir. This is glass. Beautiful. Trust me, when I say camera does not do this thing justice, Nymph is going to be screaming herself repeatedly when she sees this PC. That's a pretty safe assumption. That ain't just me bragging on my building skills, chat. That is probably a fact of life. Nymphy is going to be a very happy lady. Oh. Yeah. Where do you see the padding and shit in that box? Also, pro tip. Make sure before you get your monkey hands on and your meat hooks and you start tightening screws down onto the fucking motherboard mounts, make sure that it will actually thread into the motherboard. One of these can actually strip studs. Motherboard. Grab the wrong one, of course, because that's how it works. Live. We're gonna make sure we get the different style out. Try not to lose any hardware. That particular, usually when you build these things and you go to mount your motherboard in, it's usually the screw with the little washer top thingy, little fake washer top on the top of the screw there. I don't focus, you fuck. I don't know if you guys... There you go. There you go. It finally focused. So, that is usually the one that you want to use. Now, Corsair does not use that style. I did not know this until I was about a quarter of the way into one screw, and then realized it wasn't fitting, and I was threading it by hand, because I wasn't a complete dumbass, fortunately. But... did not know that! Learned it the hard way, so... Don't do dumb shit. Take your time. Also, incidentally, why I charge what I charge for labor. Idiot. Takes me. There you go. Besides that, not getting labor money. They use subpar parts. Focus, you says every teacher. Yeah, there might be some real life backup. Wedding between Riley and Rivero. I don't know, Webb. I mean, I kind of like being a bachelor. Get a whole bed to myself when it's not covered in computer parts. Car parts. Unless I want somebody different. Much as I don't miss the... As long as it's strange, you can buy from him. This is actually a more equitable arrangement than the last one. Try to get all three. You don't have to mount all of them. By the way, for anyone that's just kind of building these, have a quick experimental turnaround. You can get away with 2 if you're diagonally opposed on your screw mounts. You can get away with just 2 of these. But semi-permanent arrangement on at least 4, like 5 preferably, like my piece. I say semi-permanent arrangement. Well, in a couple of years, I'm going to be yanking this thing completely apart and out all of the hardware. Then yeah, you're going to want to save yourself the extra couple of minutes. Exactly, sure. Bed can be... Now, in the cold months of winter, yeah, sure, all the way, but... One criticism... Cases... Air washers... Incredibly... Like... Some of these... Your case mounts... Screws... They're really big screws. But, also, like this one would be one example. The actual kick it in there. Oh. Just off the case, right? Into a line you can't cross. So if you guys want a reference for how large this case is, that is a full-size motherboard in this case. If you want a reference, there it is. Other than obviously half a grown man's body that power lift. There you go. You could call my channel something like Swole Gamer. Not that swole. Ah. Also, sorry if I'm yeah, it shouldn't. Not even a little bit. once again, I do have to admit this is a much better cooler even than the 1700 had. And the 17 already great. So, someone that wants to pass along feedback from the thermal take, I already heartily their design choice case. Also, to give you an idea of the overkill that this case really is, guys, I want to see if I can move the camera so you guys can get a good look at all this. Gotta do some real management. Getting a little obnoxious. Hard to move the cameras with all the cables. So, my exhaust fan's here, right? Usually, that is the cable end that they give you on these things, right? Still going. We're still going. There you go. That monster is your freaking cable for your exhaust fan. If you can't find a place in this case to put your exhaust fan in, you don't have the room, sir. You just ran out of things to hook this into if you can't find the room. That's how crazy this is. Oh. Probably one. Well, somewhere on here. Looking for RG. Just double check that. Power on shenanigans and chicanery. About 9. So that's where that. Now use your damn phone. Just noticed that you have to pack. Oh, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. Well, I hope you have fun on your trip tomorrow. I forgot you were leaving tomorrow, so my bad. I hope you have a great time, and merry and happy holidays to you, sir. And that's what we. Right. Oh yeah, by the way, for anyone that's wondering, yes, you can in fact put some monstrous fans in. So Nymph, if you ever change your mind, ever wanted to go to water cooling, things more than logically put it on my desk where it would be a very smart place to have it. So chicanery abound, right? We are for AMD RG. That's a 12-volt rail. Reason why we're being so careful. Buddy of mine hook his lights up. in the morning. None of us really thought. Look. 12 volt, 5 volt. None of us thought to look that up, right? So what happened was, Chris beat his motherboard because he'd already spent an ungodly amount of hours and time on this thing. Like, I was like ridiculously tired at the start of the build, let alone when we got to the end of it. And he was like, well, we got it running. And he's like, well, I want to put in my lights. Lights. And yeah, it wasn't cool. The roller. So what we're doing here is we're making sure this is the 12 volt rail. Yes, Google, that's what I meant. So here we go. This might. So essentially what we're doing is we're just double checking the voltage of the fan control just to make sure we have it in the right rail so we don't toast something when we go to turn this thing on the first. Otherwise, I got to do all this all over again. I can put RGB in the controller here. Somewhere. Okay, so we can do red, green, color. Right, back, had to clean your monitor. That's a good thing, I guess. Alright. Yeah, right now we're just double checking a couple things before I move on. Once we get that done, if that's somewhat helpful. Only somewhat helpful.
The makings of the
Snyder. Hey Carson, how's it going, man? I'm glad you could pop by, and glad you get to see the computer that we were building for Nymphodora. In the process of just about to mount the graphics card. After the graphics card, we're gonna get pretty deep in cable hookup, hard drive mounting, which the hard drive mounting's no big. This little puppy is our mystery for right now. Those first one. Couldn't concentrate on your audiobook so you're looking for a lurking stream. That's cool. Well, you've got a good night lurk on here. And good passive minimum amount of build fat. Like Christmas for me. Alright, there's one. Also, why I like the U71. You can reuse the fucking grill covers. That is... love that. Because, especially when you're making graphics cards, you have a good 50% chance of not lining the GPU up right. If I don't line this up, I can just put the... No muss. No fun. No swearing and cursing because I busted a tang off. I hate the bust off. So, we're just going to go ahead and somehow... home. And whatever the odd man out is, not covered... just kind of do it that way. So, Henry, there is our Vega 56. This is the secret weapon in the sauce, right? This is our brand new to us. Never tried one of these graphics cards before. Vega 56 good. 8. Customer because 7 under it for that massive. What am I, Italian mafia? Well, I do have a lot of Italian in my secret weapon for the secret sauce. All about that. These jobs. So I had one distant case, guys, and it's you need to nice long because you have to push the case in just a little bit. That's okay. Not the end. Doesn't make. I do have. This is up right in the hole, and I read the book. Don't have to press in the back. Graphics. Nothing. Let me. But in this case, like my life. Gonna get some Fortnite stuff done. Get that affiliate. Yeah, that would be nice. A little bit of extra revenue never hurt, especially build a business. Sales. All right, so. So you mount your G. Hug. Never over tighten anything, guys. That's how you bend and shit that you shouldn't be. All right, so that GPU is going nowhere unless UPS or FedEx or USPS decides to put this thing on the drop kick and batter me store. And then I'm worried about the case. So, all glass. All the time. So we're going to be reusing just one of the graphics. Some of these things are black. 3 slots. This fortunately just only needs 2. I might get hours of class. Try to get the hardware side of this done on stream. And hopefully tomorrow. I'm also gonna dump gas. Dump gas. Do there. Fired up. And after pass the tests, all of my rigs that I build are at the very minimum tested. Really pressed for time. I was super pressed for time like I was. Double order. They'll also as well as video games. Rigs. I am sure I built job, not a complete. A lot of builders out there lap the other boot up or 2 after the test running. Lap their name. We'll make sure ended use case. Actually, there's no baller streaming purpose. Proper a lot of companies. Little bit on the box set. Just dial that wick up a little. That might be of a nice little performance. So. Alright, so. Probably because I'm a little too far away from the mic at times. And we're still teething on this. Like, this is my streaming mic, not a, move this over. I could probably dial the noise gate back. That might help a little bit. My gaming mic and my streaming mic for gaming goes on my desk. It's a beautiful mic. Is just now had issues. Huh. I'll keep an eye on it. Hooks up some. I shouldn't be having mitten other than maybe when I'm too far away. I have face deep. Alright. So are ready for. Let's go get the big spaghetti monster. Do these after I get the power support. Go ahead and settle. Goodies. I can also go ahead and put in. Alright, then. The other reason why you pay a little bit more with me is you get a little bit of overkill, guys. You want to eventually put a double graphics card in something that I build, I leave you the room. It ain't gonna be the end of the world. You should have enough power to run to it. Vega 56. So, here, without further ado, there of course is the board. For power supplies. Take the garbage twisty off. Will also come in handy for cable management later when I end up reusing it. Get that nice there. Nice. Again, for scale purposes, how big is this case? There you go. Fucking. Case in point, just lay the spaghetti monster in there. No cable management, just laying in there, and it still hasn't obscured the motherboard. So, they say they did a job. They did a job. So, power supply case. Get the hardware that we need out. Big ass meat. Try not to do exactly what I actually go. Have to lick. I don't wanna. Alright. If you guys can't hear me, I have to move you guys down now. Yeah, because you guys so just want to see my dumbass Hawaiian shirt, I'm sure. So, guys, like up my real pro on this stream, guys. And I can't see chat, so I'm sorry. Alright, so you guys are marginally closer to me now. While I'm laying on my side underneath this thing. Alright. I need to be able to fucking see what I'm doing. So I'm now committing one of my personal no-nos and pet peeves. What a jackass PC builder will do, and that's lay all their fucking screws out on the goddamn floor. Where shit is going to get lost. Is because this case is so massive that it is a gymnastic work for me to work around it. That's the best way I can describe this case to you guys is you don't have a dedicated workbench, like I presently don't because of some other projects that are in my way that have nothing to do with me for once. I don't exactly have the world's largest real estate to work with. So we're just kind of freeballing this. Yeah, that looks a little bit more like the beastie. Threaded monkas. Big pog. Big pog. Well, yeah. Alright, so you guys will get to see more than my arm here in a minute. What we're doing right now is we're just mounting in the power supply. And, after that, I will probably have to pick the computer up, close this side of the door after we put the hard drives in. Yeah, this side. We're going to close it after we get the hard drives in. Open the door, flip it over. And, start on final connections of shit like fans and the fan controllers. I now have 2 of those that I have to work with. Fortunately. Only limited XPs. We'll get there, guys, and we'll get this hardware end thing done, and I can start on software. And that's the boring part that you guys really don't get to see. Other than me adjusting clock settings, I will show that off. But as far as putting Windows 10 on, I mean, y'all don't want to watch my backup 42-inch screen just sliding a bar while I'm just sitting around on camera with my dick in my hand practically, so. Hell. This is why I don't find shit. In the practical. That ain't one. Could be 4 of those guys. The other 2. There's 1. Not me either. What the hell happened? Oh. Hog. Alright, there's one. Got one more screw, and then the power supply is mounted in. Beyond any reasonable doubt. Happy screwdriver. Have to do it the old-fashioned. Don't have to. Alright. We are missing 1 screw. I have never had this bag open before today. There it is. There it is. Alright, we're in business. I lost a piece that was very, well, questionably important after I found the other 3, but We're not doing weight reduction on a customer's PC. We're talking about grams anyway, right? So we're not even talking ounces, we're talking about a gram or two. Alright, so now that that is on, the power supply is in. We can move you, ladies and gentlemen, back up out of the way. I don't have to worry about falling over. Maybe we do, you don't know. Alright. And it would probably be my last on Twitch. You're probably right. But it would probably get me affiliate before I got done, right? So, we have the power supply in. Now I'll put the hard drives in. We're going to work on now. Quite fast. Hard drives in, and I'm going great flippening. After, yeah, we're going to flip it. And then after we flip it, we're going to start on the cable management side to start taming the monstrosity that doesn't look that bad just because of how massive this case is. And get the spaghetti monster good and tamed. Then have you guys up and running very short. Take long once we get the monster tamed, get the fans hooked up where they could go. That'll be fun. Feeling I was right, but it's not taking. Make sure that 12 volt break. I think it does. If not, fine on our hand. So we need the hard drives. Oh, I had fans. Just want the viewer count. That could work. That could work. Fuck did I? So many boxes. Area. Making this really difficult to find. Just oh, I was smart. I outsmarted myself, Gene. Not that that's terribly difficult to do here on this stream, but hey, I did. All right. There should be backside of the case, so we're going to go ahead and assume that is in fact the case here. So we're going to mount Mr. Conventional drive first. Nice little anti-static bag. Nice, happy. Till Bumblefuck 2.0 here gets his fucking meat hooks on it, right? Alright. You can put silica in the things to keep the humidity in. Yay, they do their job. Good for us. More professional. So. Oh. Yep. Alright. One nice thing about these thermal take cages, these are the old screw style. The reason why that is nice, as opposed to the modern clickless install stuff. Everyone's hard drive cases, aim this mic back down. Everyone's cases, the outer shells of these drives, just a little different. And what happens is, when you go to put your piece back in there, it doesn't fit. And they have extra redundant screw holes just in case that happens, so you end up having to come up with screws anyway. Hard drive. Buddy. That or you guess. only 2. No, I have thick, luscious locks. Are allowed to grow, sir. They don't go long. Thicker and thicker and thicker. So I try to keep my hair something. Hard drive screws. Good. Several weeks later, I'm sure. But for now, Bumblefuck here can now put his customer hard drive, the PC, and voila! So, good and secure. This is actually the best of both worlds for hard drive mounts, because they have the toolless slot removal, have the hard screws on the plastic thingy that goes on the hard drive. Best of both worlds right there, because the hard drive's dead, just pop it out, no fuss, no muss. They're all good to go almost immediately. So kudos on that part from them. Glad they did what they did where they did. So we are now to the point where I can't quite say I'm going to button this side up permanently. But what we can do now, got to anyway, got to open up Eartha here on the other side. Fortunately, I don't have to lay her back down. Take the little screws off. Open the door. Start looking for our missing connectors. Now, I will give them this. Actually, everything back here, I wish I had a little bit more light for you. I know how we can get everything they did. If I had a really super high production camera, then problem. I'm poor, so I had to settle for a C290, C920 Logitech in all of this zip tied it. All of it. Main chassis harness. All this. Not zip tied, but pin. Twisted it. We're going to take that one off, that one off. There's obviously stuff I have to take off to get it to work. But the fact that they at least went through the effort to do that is a good sign. Got a pretty good case right now. We're going to turn that light back off because I have both of my meat hooks for them. Start unscrewing garbage to it. If I can get... Oh. This will fit. I don't know where we're going to put this controller in. There it is. There it is. There it is. Should be the solid state hard. There's a little black metal piece. There should be a thing for that. I don't remember mine having this piece. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ash. That sucks. I remember my PC having it. Access pin. Honestly, don't What? Obviously. You guys are more making sure. So, put the vanity cover back on. This. We're gonna take this vanity cover, which is in. Go ahead and just get that off. Let's open the box. Counting tanks. 90% sure. Try to get this bad boy right without busting. There you go. There. Samsung. Why they did that is actually just same. I don't see it. I guess they're in. Gotta route it through the bottom. Let's connect everything. I don't like that. I'm gonna do something a little. I suspect we're. These things. Take that off just so accessed. Hard drive is huge. Got to route the cables. Mess. Getting more. Chassis harness here. That out. Arsenal. Yeah. Yeah, it's I like the epic music. I really have started to just straight up replace normal music with this in my life because it's a lot more epic. So rare these days. Last time something is up to the hype, right? That epic music. And they got it nailed down. Exactly what tip. Okay. Off for a hot set. Put my S's here. Next to my screwdriver, where in theory I will not lose either, right? I have 69 followers. It's time to retire from streaming. Yeah, you're not going to get any better than having 69 followers, are you? That's the magic number. Oh, I found my spare hard drive cage. Okay. Wondering where that went off to. This thing is so huge, I am losing shit. Oh, I'm missing. Hiding my everything. God damn. The next step on the whole journey, we're gonna go ahead and hook these little bad boys up to motherboard. The case is ready. Actually, while we're doing route this to have as minimum of cable showing as possible. Because hey, Nymph, paying for this bad boy. Why? My computer is a mule. It is the definition of mule. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's a little better. Damn it, that door closed. Close. Not the followers. Yes. I do need viewers. Lots of viewers. Loveliness of streaming. I need all of you lovelies pop in and watch me do dumb shit. Or smart shit in this case. I'm actually doing stuff that Hello? Oh, baby! Oh, that is exactly what we needed! Fuck yeah, okay. Work with that. That is a 4-pin connector I will need for a fan control. That is beautiful. I love you. Hours, not for after everyone else. Thank you. Yay! We don't have to buy an adapter, team. We can actually go without an adapter. Life. Don't have to risk the motherboard. Unknown rail connect. Actually be smart. SMRT. Alright, so of the six. Probably wondering where the hell are all these wires going? Exactly. 69 is one of the best positions for blend. There you go. Oh, this is too so. Oh. Ow. Without smacking me in the face. I plotted this. There you go. Little Mav sex talk. At like the basic. Not saying that I can't get off that. Just saying, if I don't know you, I don't want to see your face at me. There's a good chance things could happen a certain way. Saying. Hey. Baby. Oh, that went in real good and easy. Alright, so. There we go. Big boy power connector. Right on it. Alright. Yeah. Alright, we're starting to get somewhere. So. That through the back. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I am getting old. Just saying. 17. 17. 33. Alright. Next of our adventure. Guys, it's what time it is. Time to wire the case switches to the motherboard. Also, I found more twisties. So, there are twisties fucking everywhere. Oh. Oh, this is actually cable management on the main side that Envy is going to be screaming herself looking at every 5 minutes. I stare at my longing. Oh, love it. But yeah, we're gonna make sure that we get the connectors in here. I'm gonna about rewiring these. Pop out through the bottom. Actually, starting to look kind of hot second, guys. Crazy. Out the very bottom. Not too hard. Oh. So I see bottom. All right, guys, an idea of what we're working on and how much progress we made. You saw the spaghetti monster as it was. Ow! Ow! Crap no. Damn. Crap. Alright. Move Bertha here again. You guys can see inside of her. A little bit more anyway. Alright, you guys saw the spaghetti monster that we had. Take my phone off the charger so I can use the flashlight. Let you guys see. Failing my beard hair. So, if you're curious, if I do this right, you guys aren't going to be seeing a whole lot of any. Doesn't stick out, other than that very tiny braiding down here. There is no power supply shroud with this case, and as far as I know, no one makes one for this case. But honestly, really that hung up about that time. bit of wire. Out of shroud. Probably shouldn't be buying a case that has really, because this is a really high flow case, and a shroud, basically what it would do is it would cover all of this, right? And it would keep you from being able to ventilate properly. This whole section down here, usually with these power supply shrouds, at all. That just basically makes your power supply even a little bit more of a heat trap, even though it's got an exhaust intake here and exhaust fan. But it, more importantly, gets in the way of the airflow to your graphics card. These things need all the help they can get, especially these blow-through models. It's my only concern, vaguely. This is a blower model, like a Founders Edition reference card kind of thing, if this were a card. So it's going to basically pull the air in through here, push it all the way down this card now. Whereas Webb's is an MSI aftermarket, or MSI cooled style card, where he's got two gigantic fans right here and here. Got a really badass heat spreader that is exposed. By the way, the heat pipes on his 1060, if you can get him to show you those, Discord, or Facebook, or wherever, the damn things look like car exhaust. They are like hot rod exhaust pipes. They're that cool. I absolutely adore those heat pipes. Fucking amazing. So, this shrouded... Yeah. MSI could have done better on that. The money we paid for this card, it is, I can't argue, especially if this thing works the old it does. And if not, then we replace it, and I got two other ones coming in the mail. Either way. We're going to have some cable management here done here. We're going to put the switch on, which I'm going to need my light on. I can't read in the dark. Damn, you're lucky I can read it all. I'm a southerner. Alright, so. Always a good material. Actual hardware you're staring at. Important one. I don't know. Why not to have? Negative. Not, I'm not. Take me a look. Bottom right. Hard drive. First. Hard drive LED. And then second right. That switch. Also kind of good for testing. Hey, it's gonna pop off on another. Something really cool about this motherboard is it has PCI Express. So you count bad boys in this thing if you What you're doing with that, I don't know. I guess you're calculating the galaxies. So, what we're gonna do now, start moving shit over. Backside of Earth. Now this thing, the trick is with this, I don't know where I'm going to put it. I haven't figured that. Let's say I've got two. I have two. So, all of my key right. In my door, aiming chair and a case box. So I got to end Bertha here. So I got to get over this, get over there, get over there, and over. But we got to figure out where we're going to put this, because I kind of want to put this in place where Nymphy can just, I feel like fucking with it, da 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 da. But the nearest I can figure is she's just going to have to take the case side off here, open the door, and we're just going to mount this in somewhere in here, somewhere where it's immediately accessible for her. And have two of these controllers, as far as I can tell. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of fool with that after we get the USB ups. Power supply. CPU here. Oh, which also we're gonna have to run the SATA cable. Down here. Yeah, that'd be easy. So we don't even have to worry about ruining beautiful cable, man. So we're just gonna go ahead and start setting for hey, more ports. Just more goodies. I love ports. Okay. So on the back side of Bertha, for everyone wondering, well, Mav, what does the back side of the case look like right now? What did you possibly do, Mav? What did you do? I am going to show you all the hideousness that is most people's idea of. So, you got that beautiful, clean front end, right? Looks all slick, looks all cute. And you get to this. Okay, there's going to be some here that's unavoidable, and they're all going to be tied together and probably stuffed in the bottom of this. A lot of guys, as cases, manufacturers aren't complete morons. They make it so that you can just cram everything in here, like so. And a lot of people just cram all this shit in there, close the fucking case, manage. And to be fair, in most cases, it'll look fine. You don't see this. This is really invisible. Kicker is, got glass on this side too. There is one criticism I have of the View 71 is, it's also its greatest strength. There's glass every top, side, front, side. All glass. It's gorgeous. Problem is, it's going to make cable management just a little bit more time consuming than it normally would be, because what you want to do, you want to get it so that you have a nice channel of cords here, and you're going to have a very small channel of cords here at the bottom, and cables going through here, back through these rubber grommets, or maybe exactly. So, yeah, you got to have a little give and take on anything you do cable management. Now these, again, they gave me enough cables. If I can't find a place for these fan cables, I got problems. And not of the space variety, more of the mental. Put shit on operator area. Got to get Cassie back through. Got to. Basically, what we're doing right now. Because you don't want to. Have to, right? So this is a PCIe for your graphics. And again, my one criticism of this particular power supply. You get my body. The double graphics card mount for your GPU on this power supply is literally on one rail, and I don't like that. It's a little too much. Great cable qualities, I can already tell. Just look the way the cables move. They don't feel chintzy or brittle. They're very well insulated. Connectors are nice and straight inside the plastic bodies. But at the same time, you do not want to do this on one rail. This is more like, makes him look younger, oddly. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen me since I've, gotten this cam. So, I don't know. But, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna kinda try to get you. We're gonna start with the puff, because this is honestly one of the big bottoms. This one. I'm gonna go back through the hours. So I'm gonna gently tug, bring them through. Try not to. Beautiful hookup. Okay. Looks good so far. So now light again. And she is back over here. Yeah, it's a pretty epic beard. I won't lie, but I'm debating on when it's getting shaved. I'm pretty much thinking after February. Huh? Oh? And these are pretty again. Now, one thing that was hilarious, I was watching art PCs, which I have a whole series of issues with problems. Walmart PCs are poorly built piles of shit. These USB 3.0s, they're not going anywhere. Dude, they glue them into the motherboard. A part that already people bitch about being a hard thing to connect in. You're damn right I want to go full Viking with it. I mean, look at this shit, man. Look at this. Tell me this isn't worthy of going Viking over. I mean, come on. It's even blonde for crap's sake. Oh. Wanted to go with my not so blonde, right? Not fucked up because that gets back through fucking OSINT. Alright, so now we need audio. This one goes. It's also to credit most manufacturers, try to keep fairly not just, and part of that is that architecture doesn't. Gotta make sure. Alright, so now in entertaining like her RGB on her CPU fan. Come back to Mav in about 2 years. Most Viking, it'll be Viking level. Then 2 years after that, it'll be Dwarf. 2 years after that, probably. Considering this is only a few months of growth, to be honest. This is like, I think October-ish till now. So, we're getting there. Taking some hell rate. And not in the fun way, guys. Not in the fun way. Alright. Ow. Well, yeah, it's like all epic music. Surprised you. Makes sense. So, for anyone wondering what the spaghetti progress looks like, edifying this beautiful case. The progress ain't too bad. It ain't gonna be too bad. That's actually most of the edifying. Because the rest is gonna be coming out like here, one little here. Awesome. Much right go after that, and then we just gotta get her fans. Also, RGB fans on there. A connector now. So here's the AMD stuff. But not a terribly long series. Is that's going. This is my problem. Like, this is one of my classic problems with companies RGB. Now I will give AMD this. Great effort. Literally, it took something that used to be aftermarket only, and you've made it pretty accessible to masses. I guess they did give me. So I was worried that when I uncurled this, it wasn't going to be long enough to repair on this. But it looks like AMD actually gave me all of the room I need. I have to admit, that is actually kind of cool, and I really... Kudos to you guys. Yet again, you managed to impress me. Every time I turn around, I'm always finding one more little thing they have done. I'm sure else done. No, because they don't have any art. And their factory sucks. So yeah, the AMD out on the back right. Well thought out, not sugarcoat. Not only are these coolers excellent at what they do, sure the engineers about it. I'm still. Might put it. Because I don't like it. I'm very, very particular about how I like things. That is in the territory of, that is a fucking sketch. So, sketch is bad. Sketch in my face. Sure. Thanks. Something. Okay, chat. Never mind. Problem solved. We're good. Operator error number 1. Alright. And that's something that, again, much more secure now. So what they did was the latch that goes on this pin, right? I'm going to try to show you guys this. I don't think I can get the camera to quite cooperate. I try to. And not the light where it needs to go. It's you guys where I need you to. So, what AMD did. If I can get you guys to see. What they essentially did. Find a latch on this CPU cooler that rather than you latching it. Yeah. Rather than you latching it downward, you actually have to pull it up and rotate it over. And the reason I find that a little weren't looking and you really didn't know what you were doing, it'd be really easy to leave the latch unsecured. What will happen is your CPU processor float like a all over. On the upside is we probably spread the paste good enough. Each time with Kinky, you're gonna have to lurk. Okay, that's fine. What they did, made it so the latch has to go the wrong way where it mounts on this. If they made it so that we're going this way, they could have designed this latch to go either way. They chose the wrong opinion because you got to go backwards. You could have just had it on a pivot, had it just latch in. Natural. That's just the natural finger move. Here's something. That, right? Towards the inside of your body when you're down. They made it so that you have to go backwards. Then it'll pivot and then latch down and in. I didn't know what I was doing. I could have very well have left that and not have known. It would have made it all of it on it. It would not have been known until I fired it up the first time. It pulled itself off the CPU and then immediately went into thermal protection. Which would have been, it wouldn't have killed the CPU probably, but if the thermal safety fails, then it's going to cook itself. Know it. So there is one criticism I have of the current Wraith Cool latch, which comes back to, again, go back to the screws, guys. The screws are easy. You can't fuck up screws. So you don't want to spend the money on screws, and that latch somehow saved you 5 cents, but don't go back to those latches. The latches sucked. Stuck in the FX series, they suck now. So don't do that, AMD. One gripe. You guys have gotten a little peek behind the curtain in the window, so to speak, and a little bit more builds. So we're gonna do, once we hit the 3 or 4 hour mark, we'll probably call it even. We'll definitely be not gonna be. At this top. Yes, I can. Okay, so what we're trying to do, we're trying to be suave wherever we can. Cable man. This is a pretty beefy power supply with a good bit of extra. Trying to minimize the amount of crap that Joe Dumbass sees, right? Because they don't really care. You're gonna look at your computer, and it doesn't matter how good it is thermally. It doesn't matter how good the frames a second. It doesn't matter that you can stream in medium settings in 1080p at FPS or a medium encoding speed. Has 10 ultra settings plus your. No, what they're gonna care about, they're gonna look at it and go, "Oh, your cable man, so bad." That's what people. Again, we're just trying. Blunt. As I aim the LED directly into my eyes. Ow. I love how this decides that it. Also, some of this. Trying to think air up ahead of time. Route. Without fucking up. In this case. Where to? So I might be wrong. This thing might only be able to do graphics. Is it only scale? And Vega apparently has double rails. So, yay. Yay for Vega. Fun with it. Graphics. Expecting a couple little hitches like that. Giles thing. Yeah, we got hard drive. We're going to take a little bit of an unconventional solid state. I believe I can make that work. I think that's what I did with, like, the cage. The trace that they had. So we're going to do something a little different. Piece back in the pot. Tail. Where is my little back plate? Alright, so essentially what we're doing here, and this isn't really anything major, we're just going to go ahead and put this in a normal cage. Hey, I mean, if you don't have the normal hard drive cage in, because all you have is an SSD, and you want to open up your case as much as you can for air, that's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to do it this. You can legit use the rails. It's no big deal. Not gonna hurt. But this particular case's case, they've designed it so that you can use the hard drive. Use the fucking hard. Fucking do what it. Full of hard. They'll store. All kind of put in they all use the same screw. Head screw. Head, yeah, see? Point literally has the screw holes on. In the other cases, underside or backside, motherboard. Okay? Don't have to freak out. Don't have to. Done. You don't have to have an anxiety attack. So, you guys have a little tech tip there. Try to just slowly finagle this off. Basically, all we're doing tonight is we're just getting the hardware. This is and a lot of this is just thinking ahead for your right. I'm just trying nice, everything you touch is hard to dumbass. Build something like this with the thermal take View 70. Got some other fancy, or got some other glass case, plastic. Your panels are everywhere. You want it to be. You built this thing to go on. It's got to perform good, yes, but you got to make it look good. Go. Also, this is the first pure red rig I've always done NVIDIA graphics with AMD or Intel with, because frankly, for the last few generations, AMD has not been built with the greatest graphics. This was such a good deal, and these drivers much better last couple of generations that I can't ignore price point. I paid almost hard out of a 10. So this is still a good buy at this performance point. I couldn't have walked away. I as much as it galls me at times, there are some walk away. I wouldn't call this deal the century. Let's see how that works. as DirectX 12 is getting forward, as well as DX11, because DX11 is actually last hurrah for drivers. A lot of games are finally moving past decrepit ancient. God, is it ancient? DX9. And that should have happened a long time ago. That honestly probably should be 5-10. The DX9 should. Alright, so we've got our SSD mounted in nice. Like that. Doesn't. We might move that one. I don't know if that's just the cage or that's the. It ain't going anywhere, it's just kind of. Oh. Another little quirk. Q71, I guess. Some of those cages aren't as snappy as the other ones. Which isn't a problem, but kind of one of those things that I like things with a cage point. I don't like garbage. So we're just gonna go drive here. Together with fucking listen. Alright. So that SATA is all hooked in. Q is in theory all hooked in. Now down to other than purifying this garbage back here. Down to come on, go bottom ace side. Bolt that in. And the rear facing cable, man, is important than to hit the shoot. That's but because everyone's side anyway. Especially with the way most towers next to walls and stuff. This is kind of the optional. It already is looking pretty. And stuff here. Backed in. Fan wiring over that big controller. I think what we might do is what we might do, Nymph, it might put your fan controllers on this side, actually. Instead of the side that everyone sees, I might do it so that you're... Now, it is up to you, ultimately. You get to actually comment. When I do this final assembly, we're going to pick which side your controller goes. Depending on how your setup is, you might not be able to get to the back side. But the advantage of doing that is one less thing cluttering up the inside of your case on the end that everyone's going to want to see in it. So we're going to leave this connector way over here, kind of by its line. Going to start zip tying and twisting the cables back together on this case. After that, we're literally right now talking about hooking SATA connectors, motherboard. I might put my test hard drive in this thing, the one that should be shot. What we're going to do with that is I'm going to use that for the OBS software. We're pretty much to the point now that, honestly, I could fire this thing up right now, get the OS installed, and we could move on. To right now, we're going to fans put in this biatch. Got 3 more of those beautiful RGB fans go in this thing, and we're gonna mount one here in the intake, and I'm gonna put your other 2 as exhaust fans up top. Also, will pave the way for you as a possible liquid cooling setup in the future, and that'll be cool. Exhaust fans up top here. I could put them in the bottom, because you have that much space right now back here, down here. I could eat fans in there, but instead what we're going to do is set it up as exhaust, one exhaust in the very back of this. That is usually the more preferred ways. I like the draw throughs, not so much the positive pressures. We're going to have that set up pretty much there, guys. So I'm gonna hook these SATA connectors up, motherboard. Probably take a quick bathroom break. I'll leave this, and I might go get something not out. I'm getting a little thirsty. Or it's a little chatting with you 3 hours straight. So we're gonna try. Let's see which way I want to go. And get the jug. Jug. That'll help us sort. Right? Whew. Alright. Bertha back over. Flip back in here. Again. What we're doing with that, connecting the actual hard drive. Everything else, rock. A quick 3-hour jaunt. Just to firing. Not too shabby. Honestly, we could even skip the whole fan controller nonsense that's going to be coming up from all this and just have her run. Why do that? Gave me the color shit, so color shit, right? Okay. We're just gonna put the S on the solid state, which honestly isn't mandatory when you have a 7200 RPM like drive. My experience, these 7200s are really good these days. But, and you do still get more memory, cheaper drives. So if you wanted to save money, in my opinion, don't need the hybrid drive solid state. If you really want to save that cash, and you want one component that you can be like, Mav, what can I skimp on? Where can I save at least $100? Save $100 somewhere? In my opinion, there are two places. One, you don't usually need deluxe feature. That's usually good for anywhere from $50 to $100. What? Two, you can usually skimp on the CPU. It does not have to be best of the current props. Usually, you don't need a 2700X, for example. This thing. You can run like a 1700, 1800X, 1800. Yo. That being said, next biggest skip isn't the CPU, because you want to get that in. You don't have to run the SS. Like, most of my games are not run on my SS. I have a handful that I keep on there, even with a full terabyte of space. Like, I have, like, Guild Wars, I think, is on there. I have, Heroes of the Storm is on there. World of Warships is on there. Mech Warrior Online. My live PvP. If it's a huge world game, like, oh, you're gonna want those loading times possible. But as far as, like, if you absolutely, I have built rigs with a terabyte drive, and their boot times really are not substantially different enough for the casual. Now, I will say that the casual use, and by casual use, I don't mean like Candy Crush. A casual use, somebody not a professional. Okay? We don't have sponsorship from Dignitas, Fnatic, not part of Asus's major team, Team Liquid, or some crazy crap like that. It's okay. You don't have to have the SSD. It's a lovely feature to have, and if you spring for the money, sure. But you absolutely had to save money. A 2 terabyte, 7200 RPM drive with a modern fighter. I think it's 6. They're not a bad deal. It's not that hard. Don't feel like you're missing out. But I will say this: if you have a 5400 RPM drive, that thing is good for one thing only: shooting it in the face. I made the mistake for my test rig of buying one. Bad idea for my test bomb. Keep that in mind. Don't want your slow ass hard drive to do anything other than running slow program. OBS, fine. Games, okay, it's not the end of the world, but booting your OS, God, anything. There you go. That's want to skimp. Motherboard isn't a bad place to start. And the hard drive situation. There you go. You're after value that big like this. Yes, buy the S. Start talking. Yeah, I've got like a 8-core Red Sea and stuff. Especially if you're doing a lot of encoding, like want every page. Speed, which I mean, I don't even know why. Days. The 4-pin. Eh. You don't really need. Don't know. They're not even that troubleshooting. But yeah, if something's wrong, it'll help you find out what's wrong. Don't do that then. Like, really that crazy? Do it. Wait, that you can start diagnosing shit on the. Yeah, I do need to shoot that hard drive. I really do. That's probably like a few years back. I had that Mavs bonus content YouTube video where I ate pepper jelly for the first time, and we didn't know whether it was going to be ass or amazing. Yeah, because I start looking for my zip ties and twisties. But yeah. Get the idea. It's kind of... Just don't buy the slowest piece of crap hard drive. Okay? Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. Spent the money, gotten the fucking set. Testing hard drive. Essentially what that hard drive's for. Exact situation. Don't want to load it. So, pick the test button. Fire it up after we test it. Run it. Run it. Drive has life. You guys are all being really awesome. Letting me after you. Okay, so I should have bought the big bowl. I just stepped up and bought it. Love you guys to death. Without you guys, I can't do what I like. Right now, for those of you wondering, what the hell is he doing? All we're doing right now is we're just putting the zip ties in just to make sure we're not going to have any. Probably. Right now. Other than making sure are so good, we'll know for sure that first time, which I probably have to do that one all. I guess not. I guess I could actually do it on live because we're pretty much there now, and all I would have to do. Other monitor in here, look everything hit. Hard work. Still very. Everything else is there. But every gotta put a couple little. Add the fans. Hardware wise, we're. I like. Probably gonna take. And when I come back, probably do is play some video games. You guys haven't played the video games. You guys look. while the OS does its thing, calls, you guys and I are going to be. Let me get this instrument done. After that is a management side. Let me see what the hell that was. So yeah, for just a little bit of love and time, you can actually put these things together pretty. You just gotta take your time with this shit. Don't fucking rush it. Know what you're doing. And of course, I went and fucked up. I guess we wouldn't be on live stream without it. But I just did recognize fun. Remember that drive cover, A cover that I kind of not installed right? Like 5 cables. So I guess I did screw up on that, right? After that, guys, what everything probably touch up. Take my break back, and we'll probably do something together, and I stick around. That is it's fun too. Wouldn't be doing this shit but in a game. So I honestly don't know how this exact stuff not game. Not enjoy it. I mean, you gotta love what you do. That kind of thing. Data out. Normally, like I said, not doing out. Actually, doesn't really hide anything. Kind of in the way now. Best lock tables is back where this hide everything front. Again, a lot of this things from the front, right? You're trying to keep people from got a dead body I've stuffed under my bed. No, this is memory foam that has decided to separate itself from the main body of foam. Haven't gotten around to replacing it. It might look like a corpse, but I promise, Chad, it's. Yeah, I know, axe murder today. So, there's 2 things we're not going to be using. Probably is this. There's no point in its existence anymore. It is literally a holdover from the fucking pretty much all the way through the 2010s. And we're probably not going to use this again because it really doesn't exist. Now we get to show off what we've done to the front and how everything should look, if I am not mistaken, you guys will now have a pretty good view of the interior. How a finished hardware wise, I mean, yeah, ignore this up here. This is gonna be like there you go. Spaghetti Monster is pretty much tamed. Now, you're probably ifing wondering, like, what about the back end? How bad does that look? You said that most guys just shove everything into the back and don't give a shit, right? Well, I mean, you're not wrong. But not right either. Now, that reroute that one cable here off the side, route that back to the main. That, sir, not the greatest. Really, no that hide anything. This is the part that I find fascinating. They went through all the effort to engineer a glass hinge door side. There's no two covers. There's like conduit. Like when you put together a house and you know wires, you can't just run your wires behind the wall. Make that box tubing. Make box tubing. Don't see wires just together. So they don't do that with this. Now, obviously, this is not the most high-end case. This is not the most computer case. This thing is still $175 without any extra fans. This thing is not a cheapo case. They could have sprung for, like, just a shield here, like some kind of. Give me a barrier here, maybe down here. A little box. Something I can shield this from view. If MV, for example, wanted to have both sides of this case on, you're still going to see this because this is glass. I don't. Now, with the light off, obviously, you guys don't see shit. I see cables, but at the same time, guys should have given us the extra money. They did everything else right. Actual chassis thick enough, long enough, they're tough enough. Threading for the screws is dead on perfect on every screw in this. Like anywhere from the motherboard studs, the thumb screws for the door panels. All of that is perfectly threaded. There are so many case manufacturers that won't even. I know because I've bought enough cases. 15. Fit and finish everywhere. Like there's no burrs anywhere. This is all nice and rounded. The amount of quality and love that went case design, quality control, LED, that shit all works. Then they fuck it up on the 1 yard line almost. Like it's still a touchdown, still a goal. Like Webb has put. It's still golden. It's still a great case. But guys, little shroud would make so much fun right through. Eliminate most of what they had to do. I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride, and I will probably pop on here in a little while to stream some video games, maybe, or might take a break because my throat's. Had a lot of fun building. I'm going to finish this. I'll probably do a 12 video what goes in. Guys, pretty much. I'm happy with this so far. I will be doing some hardware testing over the next. Probably be what I do tomorrow. Of course it isn't because it hates my life now. My voice is also starting to get all this. Like, it's literally like I'm watching it not even pick me up now. So like my voice is just destroying itself. I am going to go ahead and call this a good night here because we've done everything we could. Not a bad night's work to get started on this particular build. I have a pretty badass PC, I think. Just got to do OS install, graphics card test, and then after that, the stream test. And it's pretty much there. I got to put in the fans, obviously. Yeah, we're pretty much there, and I'm going to go ahead and call it because I'm tired. I'm hot as hell, and the window is no longer working to keep me cool. So I will see you guys later. And if I don't see you guys later tonight when I just play video games to stream, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, or I might just drink more whiskey to knock that out. So, you fine ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely evening. I will see you all probably tomorrow, and if all goes well, when next time you guys see me, we will be streaming on this little bad boy tomorrow night. So. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You guys have a lovely night. See you all later. Glad you guys could stop by for a bit.